YouTube, what is up? Third Impact here, finally bringing you my holiday 2013 roundup, my gifts, my purchases, my everything for the holiday season of 2013. So I'm going to be going through a big pile of stuff here. This includes figures, Blu-rays, graphic novels, art books. I'm just going to dive right in, start at the top, go to the bottom. I'm not sure exactly what order I'm going to be grabbing stuff in, so please bear with me. There might be some camera jostling and whatnot, but here we go. So, starting off with this Blu-ray, Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. Yes, that is right, Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. The Gainax series, I got the Blu-ray. Okay, here's Volume 1. Awesome. Awesome cover. There you get a little peek inside. And the alternate cover is scanty here, but, you know, I'm just going to leave scanty there because I'm not that big of a fan, and just look at that. Look at that. That is just some fantastic cover art. And for this one, I've already swapped it out for the lovely knee socks, because, I don't know, I like knee socks. She's like my favorite. But the original cover was Garter and Chuck, but I've swapped that out. Nothing against Garter and Chuck, just knee socks, you know? So, you know what? I will do this later. This is Panty and Stocking on Blu-ray. Awesome. I love this series. So happy I finally own it on Blu-ray. Number 2, Blu-ray. Akira 25th Anniversary Edition. Holy crap. If you have not seen Akira, I don't know what's wrong with you. I mean, that's fine, but honestly, if you're an anime fan, please, you owe it to yourself to go check this video out, or this Blu-ray. I'm sure the Blu-ray is just going to be amazing. The animation in this has always been amazing ever since the first time I saw it, and I can only imagine what this Blu-ray is going to look like when I finally get to fire it up when I'm home. But honestly, guys, this movie it's just a landmark. 25th anniversary, guys. This thing has been around for 25 years. It still probably stands up as one of the most beautifully animated anime of all time, and it was definitely a huge reason that anime became more popular in North America. It's just fantastic, fantastic film. So you definitely owe it to yourself to check that out if you're an anime fan. And that is it for the Blu-rays and videos. Next is this art book I just recently picked up. This is video games related, but kind of anime related as well. Is the Marvel vs. Capcom complete official works. I have a couple pages here just to show you a few little samples of the artwork in this thing, but like a couple of my favorites. This one right here. Just look at that. All the characters, and it's just awesome how they have it like all the Marvel characters are kind of part of Wolverine, and all the Capcom characters are part of Ryu. This is from the poster section. Just look at that. Just look at the detail on that. Look at how busy that is. You just start looking at one of these, just a single page from this, and it's huge. There's so many pages. And there's just so many small details. You can just get lost looking at a single page of this for so long. And then there's like fun ones like this too. Where it's like all the characters are like watching a movie. And like it's funny, like there's Dante up at the top. Spidey's showing Frank West some camera tricks. Deadpool's being an asshole, so like it has all the characters' little quirks, girls grabbing popcorn far away, just fun stuff like that. But I've been meaning to pick up this art book for a long time. It is just fantastic, and it's not just Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It has art from The Punisher, Marvel vs. Capcom, Superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, 3, Ultimate. So it has everything. Fantastic art book. For figures, I got this today. It is Unit 9 from Evangelion 3.0. Now, not necessarily a very, important Ava in the film, and probably not going to be making an appearance. It looks like it got spoilers just right at the end of the film. But the design of this is just so cool. I love the scythe. I thought that was so cool. It's got the detachable head and all that. It's got this really cool sort of skull base. So I'm going to pose it on that, and then also... Oh, whoops, sorry. I'm not going to need to take this camera off, which is pretty nice. I also have Mark 6, whose design I also love, but again, was not a very important Eva to the actual films. But that's alright, because, you know, they look awesome. So, I think I'm going to pose my Mark 6 in the same pose as 9 here, except with its javelin, the moon, halo, all that behind it, and just pose it the same way, facing the opposite direction. I think that'll be really cool. I got my first ever Gundam model kit, which I am both looking forward to making and also very nervous about making, because I feel like I'm gonna screw something up here, and I hope it turns out well, because it looks very cool. And that is of Shining Gundam from G Gundam. Very, very cool series, very fun series. I've always liked Gundam. I was a big Gundam Wing fan growing up, just because, I don't know, it was one of those cool anime that was on YTV. But looking back, not really the biggest Gundam Wing fan, but I watched G Gundam in my more recent years, and I really, really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It really didn't take itself seriously at all. And if you're looking for a Gundam series to get into, if maybe you're not that big a fan of the other Gundam series, maybe not as big a fan of the drama aspects or like the teenage sort of angsty stuff, G Gundam's just a lot of fun, a lot of just like yelling and manliness and just crazy action, almost like not Gurren Lagann like, but it's fun like that. So I'm going to pose it in this shining finger pose right here with the double shining finger. I think that'll be really cool. If I can set that up all right. It's going to be tough, I feel. Next, I'm going to be getting into the manga that I've acquired this break, and that's going to begin with one that I was meaning to read for so long. I remember reading a single chapter of it years ago, but it was around the time I got into Berserk and Vagabond, and I just always heard amazing things about this, and I've read half of it, and so far I am not disappointed, and that is Vinland Saga. Apparently this is not a big edition, this is just how they're doing Volume 1, and it's a combination of Volumes 1 and 2, but it's quite thick, and it's taken me quite a while to read it already. Well, the half that I've read, or actually I'm a little over half now, but this is a really, really, really good series. The art is just fantastic. I don't really know if I can just pull up like a really quick one, but like, just, this guy has great detail. It's really sort of reminiscent of, you know, maybe not Berserk levels, but like, almost like Vagabond sort of levels. Very kind of like cartoony sort of anime looking characters, but like really, really detailed backgrounds, very cool stuff. And it's extremely historical, like there's maps. If you're interested at all in like medieval stuff, pirate stuff, Viking stuff, this is a really, really cool series. Mainly about this this main character here, Thorfinn, and he works for this guy Escalade, and he wants to kill him because he killed his father. And you read through their first mission at the beginning, and it's kind of interesting, and it immediately flashes back to him as a child and shows his father. And I haven't gotten out of the flashback part yet, but I think that's really cool how it goes to the flashback pretty immediately and starts filling you in, and it's not just like a brief little one-off. It seems like a very fleshed out flashback that's really going to establish this character. Because, you know, at the beginning it's like, oh, he's badass, and he dual wields daggers, and he's so strong, but they really do a good job of getting you into that flashback quickly and really showing you why this guy is the way he is, his past. And I mean, looking at him right off the top, I was like, ooh, look at that guy. Ooh, he's so scary. Ugh. But no, like, if you read the flashback, it is 100% justified why he's so, like, brooding and, like, such a, you know, outsider sort of character. So that's really cool. This next one is, I don't really know if I can recommend this in good faith. I think this series is hilarious. I think it is really cute. It's kind of like my guilty pleasure manga, and it is Kore wa Zombie Desu ka? Or is this a zombie? I don't know what to say about this. It's really funny. It's really ridiculous. It takes a lot of like pretty generic sort of harem ideas in manga and anime, but it really just pushes them super far. It's really funny. It's a story of this guy who is a zombie, and he's also a magical girl, and he's in a harem with a necromancer and vampire ninjas and other it's so crazy, and it's so just ridiculously over the top. It's hilarious, but I mean, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Berserk Volume 37. Berserk's probably like my favorite manga series of all time. I'm not sure if I've expressed that in an earlier video, but this series is just amazing. Like, I mean, I don't even know if I'm getting much here, but like, the art in this series is just freaking fantastic. Everything about this series is amazing. Like, I mean, my one friend, I respect him to hell and his opinions on manga. His big one is One Piece. I understand One Piece is like a masterpiece among manga. I'm starting to read it right now. I kind of feel like One Piece is like the masterpiece shonen manga. Berserk to me is the masterpiece seinen manga. And with volume 37, we've finally caught up to the Japanese releases, and also this series has ridiculously long hiatuses, but after Gigantomachia, Kentaro Miura's side mini-series he's working on now, which is on its 4th upcoming volume in the next Young Animal, there'll be 5, 6, and then Berserk is to resume. So I'm so happy that I've got this just in time for Berserk to almost be resuming, and we've caught up to Japan in the comics. This is a really cool volume. It finishes off the Sea God arc and the sailing to Elfhelm. Well, I mean, they're still sailing at the end of it, but it finishes with them defeating the Sea God, which was a big threat over the last couple of chapters, and people have been complaining for how long these hiatuses are, for how long they've been sailing for. I feel like this effectively ends the sailing arc, if you will. They defeat the Sea God, like I said. There's somewhat of a revelation concerning this character named the Moonlight Boy that we've been following for a while. And then we are followed by a flashback, a couple chapters where Puck, I was mixing up Guts and him encountering elves. Guts encounters an elf in his flashback, so which is kind of interesting that he had come in contact with elves prior. And I feel as though with the seafaring section ending and him encountering this elf character is really setting up for the fact that they're going to be landing on Skellig, Elf Island. Skellig? Was Skellig the name of the Sea God's Island? Or is that the island they're going to? Well, they're going to Elfhelm, so I feel like that's really pushing that they're going to be landing on Elfhelm soon, and the plot will be progressing on that front, which is fantastic. And we're also possibly seeing Falconia soon, Griffith's New Kingdom. It ends with them approaching there. So that's really cool. Rickart's reintroduced. This video is going to be a little long, guys, but just bear with me. You're going to want to see all this. You're going to want to see this. So my next is Doro Hedoro Volume 11. Holy crap. Fantastic series. I know I praised it a lot in my Doro Hedoro video for the 12 Days of Anime, but on top of that, this is just a fantastic volume. Awesome volume. There's two major elements introduced in this volume. One of them being the character of Curse, or the idea, or the just Curse is introduced. And also another character is introduced, which it would be spoilery if I gave it away. I mean, Curse out of context doesn't really mean anything, but another huge player is introduced in this one, and it has a absolutely crazy ending. I remember reading this part in the manga originally and was like, holy crap, this was when the story really started escalating to new heights, and it's all in Volume 11 of Doro Hedoro, so check it out, it's amazing. Volume 10 of MPD Psycho. Now, this is one that I had up to Volume 8, and then I think it went out of print, and then it got back in print, and then it went out of print. I have no idea, but I have had the 9 volumes. I had 8 for a while, then I got 9, then I've had 9 for a while, and then I saw 10, so I picked up 10. This series is really awesome too. I don't really see that many people talking about it, probably because it's really fucked up. It's a very mature series. Do not read this series if you are offended by things, violence, gore, lots of really crazy stuff. But at the same time, I feel as though this series goes beyond just the shock value of all of these things. To me, it feels like a really next level crime drama sort of manga. This series deals with insane conspiracies and cults and psychopaths and just government stuff. It's absolutely insane. Lots of crime scene investigation sort of stuff, but at the same time takes it to a whole other level as far as freaky, deaky, crazy shit. So this series is awesome. I definitely recommend you check it out. You're probably gonna have to reread this because I read this volume and I was like, I was definitely a little rusty on my MPD Psycho knowledge, so I need to get back into that series. Maybe I'll read it again from the beginning and do a better video on it. Volume 7 of Attack on Titan now. I've read all of Attack on Titan, but I do not own all of the volumes quite yet, but I was, looking around at chapters, and I could pick up one volume there, so I thought, why the hell not get Volume 7? I plan on getting them all eventually, but to have one to just read over the break, Volume freaking 7. You've already seen it in my 12 Days of Anime, episode 21, Crushing Blow. That happens in the manga. And even though I said that maybe the anime did it even better than the manga, it is still fantastic in the manga. This is probably, this volume and maybe volume 11 are probably my two favorite volumes of Attack on Titan. But this one is just a beastly volume, crazy action, crazy climaxes to some of the battles we've been waiting for over the last couple. With the female Titan and pursuing her and all of that. So very good stuff there. And finally, one that I'm very happy to pick up, and that is of Uzumaki. And this is just, I'm so happy that I found this big edition, because I remember seeing all the individual volumes, and just this manga right here, this is what introduced me essentially to horror manga, pure horror manga. And I don't know, there isn't really much you can spoil with this series. It's just a really freaky manga about spirals and how they start invading this town, and each chapter is sort of like its own individual little ghost story, horror story, but they all sort of culminate to a major overarching plot that just is this spiral infection that just consumes this town in insanity and horror. And it's just, this was my jumping off point into many more horror manga, and that would have never happened without Uzumaki. So if you are into horror or anything like that, if you've never read a horror manga before, I suggest you start with Uzumaki, because this is just a fantastic one. And we have reached the end of this video. Oh wow, it turned out to be pretty long, but at the same time, I think we got through everything and we talked about it all in pretty good detail. So that was my 2013 manga Blu-ray art book figure haul. Very excited. Very excited to get it all home, set it all up in my layout at home. Maybe you'll be able to see it in my videos. And just so excited for that. Again, hope you guys are having a great New Year so far. And there might not be any videos until I get back home on the 5th. But I will see you guys then. I think maybe I need to do part 1 of Little Garden. And I also want to do a series recap, thoughts and opinions on the first 12 episodes of Kill La Kill in order to get stoked for the brand new season with a brand new opening, brand new everything on Thursday. I am so excited. So I will see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed going through my collection with me, and I will see you